Latino Heritage Month, to me, simply means that we're going to recognize in our country the important work that has been done by so many Americans who come from a heritage that's very proud, and it's a way to celebrate what Americans have accomplished here in this great country.
My family and I immigrated from Mexico, specifically the state of Durango. I come from a large family of agrarian hard workers who cultivated a lot of our subsistence in the mountains of Tamazula.
I am a living product of what my parents fought for and their values. I am a reflection of what my wife and my daughters have created in me to fight for the things that we want to see for all families, that opportunity.
As a firstborn, my father always taught me the importance of education. Even with just a sixth grade education, I to this day believe that my dad is one of the smartest men and the most versatile man I've ever met in my life.
When I think about how my parents impacted my work, I often think about my mother. When I was in high school, I competed in speech and debate. I did an event called Student Congress. I remember before my first tournament, my mom sitting down with me and saying, "Remember, it's all about people." What she meant by that was that we might be debating a mock piece of legislation, but somewhere somebody was debating a very real piece of legislation that was going to impact the lives of people. And that's inspired me throughout my career, and especially in the work that we do here, to always think about how the work we do impacts people's lives and how we can make people's lives better.
My father immigrated from Mexico when he was 2 years old. I think knowing his history, also growing up and seeing his example, how hard he worked, how important giving back to the community was to him, really did translate to me in terms of wanting a career in public service, of always doing, the best that I can, and also doing what I can to give back to my community.
As a child, me, my sister, and my brother helped my father in cleaning offices late at night and doing carpets. And because of that hard work and energy, I became who I am today, a very successful person that I owe everything to my parents.
From a young age, my parents have instilled in me passion, integrity, and a strong work ethic. This has led me to where I am now in my career as an investigative auditor.
My dad always tells me the story of his first job. He worked cleaning an office and he was paid with food. They paid him with a sandwich. And he eventually landed a job as a cafeteria worker in a hospital, same hospital where he worked for 48 years. My mom's also incredibly hardworking. She worked as a domestic worker, as a nanny, and also as a housekeeper at the same hospital where my dad worked. I knew that oftentimes a lot of the people that encountered both my mother and my father in the hospital setting didn't see them, treated them as if they were invisible. But my parents were incredibly proud of the work they did, and my sister and I were always really incredibly proud of them.
In thinking about my own heritage, I am reminded of my mother, who taught me that hard work is a defining characteristic of our community. That it doesn't matter whether you're a janitor scrubbing floors, a farm worker picking grapes, or an attorney defending the civil rights of all Californians. That it is important to approach your work with enthusiasm and commitment, to demonstrate that we are grateful for all the opportunities that are given to us.
When I think about my own story, the strength and tenacity of my mother comes to mind. Despite coming from poverty and working in the fields from childhood, she relentlessly pursued and created her own opportunities, even when none were extended to her. I like to think that my own drive to succeed stems from her vision of bettering her life, and that the way I can give back in my career is a nod to the sacrifices she made for herself and her family.
Being Latina has impacted me in the way that my grandparents to my parents raised me with good work ethic, to respect my manager and my peers, be grateful to have a job indoors with air and heat, to work hard and learn as much as I could.
My culture has definitely impacted the way in which I approach my work. I was raised in a huge family that values community and teamwork. This collaborative mindset has helped me to work with others towards a common goal, and has also reminded me of the importance of giving back to the community.
There is no doubt that my heritage, my upbringing, my roots as the son of immigrants, working class labor family growing up, seeing college as the first in my family to have that experience, to go through those doors of a university. All those things inform what I do today. And so I cannot in any way do something in the future that isn't a reflection of my past.